Hello YouTube, welcome to the 25th day of beta, and today we're going to do the Disney pin tag. So if you didn't know, I do collect Disney pins, and I recently started kind of a collection. I'm not like an official pin trader. I don't have like a book or anything, but I'm going to go through some of my pins and I'm going to answer the pin tag that was started by Sarah Snitch on YouTube. I will link to her video and the questions below, and I figured I love Disney and I've never done a video about my pins, so why not start today? So the first question is, which is your oldest pin? And my oldest pin is actually before I started pin collecting, and it was a gift to me. I don't know if I had a family member or a friend that went to Disney, but this is Minnie as a teacher, and it is from 2005. So that is actually my first pin before I officially started collecting. That is my very first pin. So the first pin I ever traded was actually this Hidden Mickey pin. And if you don't know Hidden Mickey pins, they are kind of like cast member exclusives. If you look right here, there's a little Mickey head. But they're only pins that you can get trading. So a lot of cast members are given lanyards and pins to trade with guests, or you can buy them in like Hidden Mickey packages. You don't know what you're getting. So this is part of the Alphabet series, and the very first pin I ever traded was in 2011. I bought just a bag of what you call trader pins. Like this, for example, is a pin pack, and it has 16 different designs, and you get this had 5 in it. So I just bought these because I wanted to trade with cast members for their exclusives. So this pin is part of a series of 26, obviously, since it's the alphabet. And this is Disney World, because Disney World had the circles with the letters inside of it. Disneyland Parks letters are cutouts. So I don't have all of the letters, but I do have some of them. So even though I've never been to Disneyland, people may trade at different parks. So like the Disneyland parks, you can see the Hidden Mickey there. The letters are actually cut out as opposed to the Disney World, which are in the circle. So this was the first pin I ever traded. My name is Kelly. So obviously I was really excited to see the letter K. And so that's something that I've been working for, is trying to collect all of the letters. Obviously that's not a super popular item, but I do have 2 from Disneyland, and I have like 3 from Disney World. I have my initials for Disney World for sure. So that's kind of exciting. So that, and here is kind of a crappy picture on my phone of when I first traded that very first pin. So that's kind of exciting. The second question is my newest pin. So my newest pin was actually a gift as well. My friend Jeremy recently, when we went to Disneyland, and he brought back this pin, which is the Sailor Bear from Bedknobs and Broomsticks. This pin really has no special meaning to me. It is a Hidden Mickey pin. However, he thought it was part of the Country Bears collection, which anyone who knows anything about the Country Bears knows that this is clearly not that. I'm in the process of trying to collect the Country Bear collection, and so he thought this was part of it, and that's why he got it for me. So I appreciate the effort, but fail on his part. The most recent pin that I purchased myself was at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and so this is it's a limited edition from Magic Kingdom, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I like that it had like kind of like the Haunted Mansion in it, and it's kind of see-through here, right here. So that's exciting. So that's the newest one that I bought for myself, and the one that was gifted to me. Question 3, a pin featuring your favorite character. So I will do this pin, which has Rapunzel and Flynn or Eugene, because Rapunzel is probably my her and Mulan are both my favorite Disney princesses. So that is I think it was like a love, like couples collection. So that is one of my favorites. That's probably my favorite character pin at this time. A close second is probably Dodger. Dodger from Oliver and Company, because that's just like old school for me. So I really like that pin with Dodger. Let's see. Question 4 says a pin with a year and a date on it. So this pin was a gift for me in 2013. I went down to Disney World for spring break with several of my cousins, and Jessica, who works in the park, bought these for us to remember that by. So it says spring break 2013. So I really like that one. It's got the whole, like, you know, original 5 in there on the pool. So that's exciting. I like that pin for the date. Question number 5, a pin that has a funny story behind it. I think the story about Jeremy thinking that pin is a country bear is pretty funny. I also like the story, as I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to collect the country bear jamboree pins, and so they're not super popular. So when I find somebody who has one, I kind of freak out a little bit. And so I have duplicates of some of these pins because I'm like, I don't think anybody else in the world loves the country bear jamboree as much as I do. So I have duplicates of the pins. So I will show you some here. So here's on the first, yeah. And then the second. So these are the guys, you know, that hang on the wall. Pre-show. So I have 2 of the bear and 2 of the... And there's 6 in the series, and so I have 3. So I'm trying to find those. They're hidden Mickeys, so they're kind of hard. And it always makes me nervous. I've heard really horror stories about buying counterfeit pins on the internet. So I've not gone as far as to buy them on the internet, but it's definitely something I look for every time I'm at the parks and trading. Question 6 is a pin with the most sentimental value to you. All of my pins are kind of sentimental. I don't necessarily, like I said, I'm working on like the alphabets and I'm working on the Country Bear Jamboree, but I don't necessarily have like a real rhyme or reason for pins I collect. I just kind of look and go, yep, I like that pin. Yep, I want that pin. Yes. So I'm kind of random about it. I would say pins that have become sentimental to me since my Disney kind of going back are like park pins, like the Fast Pass pin. So I have the Fast Pass pin because at Disney World now they don't actually have Fast Pass. It's the Fast Pass Plus and use your armband. So that's kind of cool. I also love these Walt Disney World flags. So I have one of them. I probably could have all 4 of them in the series, but I just have this one and I like it. And so, yeah. Those are kind of pins that are sentimental to me. They're kind of one of the first ones that I traded for, and they're just kind of random and they remind me of the parks and something I like to keep. And the last question, question 7, is a pin that took you the longest to find. Probably my Country Bears. It took me a long time. I haven't completed this set, obviously. If I ever get Big Al, then that would be the one that would go with it. But I had duplicates, and this was finally like when I found a 3rd one. I only had 2 in the series, and so I was super excited when I found a cast member with that. And it's funny because some of the cast members don't necessarily even know what it is, unfortunately. There's different pin boards and things, and so when I find it, I'm just like, I need it, I need it, I need it. So I take it. So I'll just kind of give you a quick glance of my other pins. So I have Baby Eric, I have a hitchhiking ghost that glows in the dark, a Sorcerer Mickey, I have Cinderella in her bubble, I have Baby Jasmine, I have a Yeti, you know, because why not? I have this crazy lady from Sword in the Stone. She was from the Villains series that I had that I was used as traders. There's my F flick for my initials. This one's kind of funny. I look for Hercules pins a lot and I don't find them very often. And so when I found Phil, I was like, I need it. I need it. I need that pin because it has Phil. There's another alphabet, Zazu, Geek, Donald. I would like to have the rest in that Geek series. That would be something I like to have. Here's Chip and Dale, which is those are kind of sentimental to me too now that I have them after that story I talked about in my Tumblr quiz about our experience with Chip and Dale. I really like those now. I have Pirate Minnie, and then I have the Disneyland R, and some other ones. This is when they updated the Princess series. So there's Rapunzel. That was a gift. Here's another pin that I bought at Mickey's Not So Scary in his nice little costume. Let's see, is that everything? And then I have some that I'm just keeping to trade. So I always keep ones that I don't necessarily want to keep that I want to trade. So this is the park hats for the attractions that I'm willing to trade. It's a Pinocchio one I'm willing to trade. I'm just keeping these around. There's another Cinderella I want to trade. Here's a Perry Platypus. I bought that series with the hats to trade. And then this is a Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I had a couple of these and I kind of traded them away, and I can't decide if I want the Huey, Dewey, and Larry series back, so I'm keeping this one around. It's the 40th anniversary, so I'm trying to decide if I want those or not. And so I think that is pretty much all of my pins. You have seen my whole collection. I don't have a ton, but I'm working on building that up as I go. And it's definitely a fun thing to do in the park. If you're not sure about Disney pin trading, it's very simple. Any cast member who works in a retail shop, and sometimes attractions if they're in the front of the line, or some places, some dining places, they will either have like a little badge on their hip, or they will wear a lanyard and they can trade with you. So you just say, can I see your pins? And can I see your pins, please? They present them to you, and cast members cannot refuse to trade with you. So if you ask to trade, they have to give it to you. If it's a pin, like Jessica, if she ever gets a pin that she wants to keep, she tries to keep a couple spares in her pocket to swap out with that. So that is kind of how pin trading works. It's super fun. Just, like I said, buy a package and then you have some spares to trade. And then sometimes you get addicted to those spares and you're like, what was I going to do? So that's my pin collection. If you have questions about Disney pins, you should watch Sarah's video. She talks about that quite a bit. And I will see you guys tomorrow, I guess. Have a great night. Bye.